Good morning, class. It is our second video on chapter number 6, Life Processes. So, in my previous video, I have discussed the introduction part with you all. Today, we will move further in our lesson with new topics. Before beginning my video, I would like to request all of you, please watch it carefully and learn from it. And in our next online class, I will discuss the topics regarding these two videos, the one which I have sent to you yesterday and the one I'm sending now. Okay, so everyone will look it carefully and then write down your doubts, and in tomorrow's class, I will clear them to you. Okay, and you can also call or message me if you want to clear your doubt today also. And so let us start now. Here is a picture of multicellular organisms, class. We all are multicellular, as we have discussed earlier also that single-celled organisms are called unicellular, whereas many cells are present in the organism, those are called multicellular. So look at the picture here. You can see this is a picture of man in the center, because everyone knows that human is the most intelligent, most advanced and highly developed creature on the earth. So ये जो human being है, he or she is a multicellular organisms. We all are also multicellular organisms. Okay. Now you can see here, apart from human being, there is a mouse. चूहा होता है ना, that is also a multicellular organism. Frog is also a multicellular organism. Then plants की बात करें तो many plants आते हैं. Mustard plant जो सरसों का पौधा होता है, सभी ने देखा होगा, येलो कलर के फ्लावर्स होते हैं उसके ऊपर छोटे छोटे. That is also a multicellular organism. Then roundworm, ये एक worm होता है. It is found in the body in diseased conditions. Okay. So fruit fly, it is also an insect. ये भी multicellular है. Yeast, it is a fungi. It's also a multicellular organism. You can see here zebrafish. This zebrafish is also a multicellular organism. Now, before beginning today's topic, let me clear you one thing, that here in this picture, these are cells. Okay, these are cells. Everyone have studied in 9th class that basic unit of life is cell, right? So many cells combine together to form tissues. Okay, means small cells are there. This is a one cell, this is another cell, this is another cell, this is another one. So many of them will combine together and they will form a tissue. Okay, these are tissues. Clear? Cells combine together to form tissues, and then further tissues combine together to form organs. Now what are these organs? You can see here, this is the stomach, digestive system का जो part है. This is brain. These are lungs, liver is here, kidney is here, and rest here, heart is here, but it is not a complete picture, is not available. So many organs are present in our body, and all these organs are formed by the combination of tissues. Okay. Now, when these organs combine together, they form an organ system. Like I told you that stomach is a part of digestive system. So digestive system is not only formed of one organ, that is stomach. It includes many other organs also. Now what are those organs? If I talk about those organs, then beginning from mouth is the first organ of our digestive system. Then there is oral cavity. Okay, it is system. Okay, I'm not able to write complete here. Please understand this, that above organ there is organ system. So I was telling you that mouth, mouth again. Now mouth is also having many parts. Lips are there, teeth is there, tongue is there. So from mouth, as we go inside, there is a buccal cavity, or we say oral cavity. Okay. After that, oral cavity से आगे जाएंगे. So here is a pharynx in between. Okay. Pharynx से नीचे चलेंगे तो esophagus. That is a food pipe. ठीक है. Food that we eat, that needs something to transport. So उसको travel करने के लिए एक पतली सी पाइप है, long pipe, जिसको बोलते हैं esophagus. That is there. हम डिटेल में इसको आगे करेंगे. Right now I'm giving you just a little bit of idea about it. Okay. So this is the digestive system. Now esophagus further leads to stomach, and stomach further leads to intestine. Now intestine is also small intestine, and then large intestine is there. After that, large intestine ends into anus. Okay. Now these organs are further divided. Like the small intestine is divided into three parts: duodenum, duodenum, ileum. You will study it later. Large intestine is also divided into three parts, that is cecum, colon, rectum. Now colon is further of three types, that is an ascending colon, transverse colon, and one is descending colon. Okay. Apart from this, digestive system includes some glands as well. Okay. Like pancreas is there, liver is there, salivary glands are there, parotid glands are there. Okay, you will study in detail about these glands in higher classes. In 10th class, we will study the system in later chapter. Okay, so I hope everyone would be clear about multicellular organisms now. If there is any doubt left, you can ask me. And in this picture, these are the biological names of organisms. Okay, you don't need to memorize them. These are just given here. Okay, like this mouse is known as mus musculus. Biological names होते हैं organism के. Xenopus laevius frog. Okay, you don't need to memorize it. Okay. After this, now the chapter is life processes. So we must know how many and what life processes are there. Before telling you life processes, let me show you some examples of living things and non-living things. You can see in this picture, living things include protists, plants, animals, fungus, and bacteria. Whereas non-living things include water, soil, light, mountains, minerals, etc. Now, if you all remember, I have explained you in our previous classes and videos that what are living things and what are non-living things. Okay, I think we have done differences as well. And on the first class, in our first class, I gave you some work related to this. That was, I think, a question to write differences between living and non-living things. So few students send me their homework. I checked that and I have remarked them. But many of you have not done that. And please do your homework on time and send it to me. Okay, if there's any mistake, then correct it. Okay, because after this month, your school notebooks would be checked. Okay, so it's better you prepare it every day rather than sitting on a single day and doing a bad work. Okay, because I want your notebooks to be neat and clean with complete work. Okay, so after this, life processes include, number one is nutrition, that is eating food and digesting it. Okay, number two is respiration, that is the process of exchange of gases. Third one is transportation, that is transport of substances from one part of the body to another part. Fourth is excretion, that is the removal of toxic substances from a body. And last is reproduction, that is the process of producing organisms similar to ourselves, okay, to increase their number. Okay, so these are the basic 5 life processes. In this chapter, we are going to study 4 of them, and fifth we will study in the later chapters. Now, on the page number 95 of your works, there are a few questions, students. You have to do these questions. The first question is, why is diffusion insufficient to meet the oxygen requirements of multicellular organisms like humans? We have discussed about this in our previous video, that diffusion is insufficient because in case of multicellular organisms, all the cells of the body are not in direct contact with the surrounding environment. Whereas in unicellular, they are in direct contact, so they can do the simple life processes by exchange of materials. But in multicellular, this is not possible. Question number 2 is, what criteria do we use to decide whether something is alive? Again, this is also a repeated question. We have done this. I have given to you all. So you have to write it like this, that any visible movements such as walking, breathing, growing, as well as invisible movements like molecular movements are used to decide whether something is alive. Question number 3, what are outside raw materials used for by an organism? You have to tell the raw materials which are used by organisms. So generally for food is the raw material, and second is oxygen. In our case this is oxygen. In plants it is carbon dioxide, but here they have not mentioned any name, so it's better to write oxygen because majority of living organisms require oxygen only. Question number 4, what processes would you consider essential for life? So obviously we are discussing life processes. So what processes would be essential? Life processes. Now you have to give example also with this, such as nutrition, respiration, transportation, excretion, etc. So these are few questions of your book. You can study them and tell me if there is any problem, any doubt regarding anything. Okay. You don't need to write it in your notebook yet. We will do it later. Today's work is to study only, no homework, okay, because it's your video, so you have to acquire knowledge only. Okay, here is first life process, nutrition. So you can see a beautiful plate with variety of food in them, okay. So these are the variety of foods available around us which are helpful to us in surviving, okay. Here you can see the quality of food is also very important thing. Quality of food includes several factors like nutritional quality, how much nutrients we are getting. Now what are nutrients? You are starting from lower classes, carbohydrates, proteins, fats, minerals, etc. They are all nutrients. So nutritional quality should be there in your meals. Second, hygienic quality. As you all know, it's COVID time. So COVID says be hygienic. That is why you are instructed to wash your hands again and again, because if you will maintain hygiene, then virus will stay away from you. So in your foods also, you must have a hygienic quality. Now how can this be achieved? By using proper washing measures during cooking, okay, and your hands should be clean, your utensils should be clean, then only hygienic quality came in food. Apart from this, functional quality is there, that service, it is like who serves you, how the service is, if the plates you are eating in are cleaned or not, the place where you are sitting is clean or not, that is the functional quality, okay. After that we have symbolic quality, that is cultural related, okay. Then social quality, belongings, your belongings. After that we have organoleptic quality, that is pleasure. Sometimes we want to eat for a pleasure, but we have to remember that not only pleasure, we should also seek for nutrition in our diet, okay. there must be some good nutrients in that. And the last one is humanistic quality. That means your food should not harm our environment, and it must be vegetarian, because if you will have non-vegetarian diet, then you will kill some animal, and if you kill any animal, then our ecosystem get disturbed, and if ecosystem get disturbed, then nature gets imbalanced. And this corona or COVID-19 is also a result of that imbalance only, created by us and so suffering by us. We people are creators, so we will be the sufferers for what we have done. But I hope it will go soon, so that we must continue our lectures in our classrooms. After this, you can see an apple here. In present situation, everyone gets aware that health is wealth. As there is a famous proverb, if money is lost, nothing is lost. Health is lost, something is lost. And character is lost, everything is lost. So it's a very meaningful proverb that health is wealth. Okay, the real wealth is health only. So take care of your health, class. Have healthy foods like an apple a day keeps the doctor away. Yeah, these are your food. You can see variety of food items here. There's a broccoli, there's a brinjal is there, cucumber is there, pomegranate is there, and chilies are there, cherries are there, tomatoes, etc. Okay. Now, when we have our food, what happen? The food provide us chemical energy. How come? As the carbohydrate, fats or other nutrients in our diet, when we eat and digest them, they synthesize ATP. Now, what is this ATP? ATP is the body's energy currency. What does this mean? That our body require energy in the form of ATP molecules. Now, ATP stands for adenosine triphosphate. What is the full form of ATP, class? Adeno it's O. Sine SIN N E, adenosine, and T stands for tri. T R I, tri. And this P stands here for phosphate. P H O S P H A T E. Okay, this ATP, that is body's energy currency, that stands for what? Adenosine triphosphate. Clear? Okay, after this, you can see here that this ATP goes into metabolism, and metabolism are all the reactions which are going on in our body, that is breaking up of something and building up of other thing. That is possible because of ATP. Okay, metabolism goes on, and when metabolism goes, heat is produced, and this heat is released by our body to the environment. Now this heat can be a chemical. Apart from this heat, there is a chemical waste in the form of carbon dioxide and water. Okay, as you all know, we exhale carbon dioxide and plants inhale that carbon dioxide, and plants exhale oxygen and we inhale carbon dioxide. So this is the energy and human life. Now, how does this food provide energy? I told you that ATP is there, it is broken down, but exactly what happened? You can see here that photosynthesis is the process of formation of food in case of green plants. When they synthesize their food, they store energy in the glucose molecule. Okay, this is the chemical reaction. Carbon dioxide and water combines together to form this glucose plus oxygen. Now this glucose contain energy in the stored form. So when our cell respire, cellular respiration is there. So glucose and oxygen combine together to form carbon dioxide and water. The reverse reaction occurs. But now energy also get released with this reaction, and this energy is ATP. Okay, so it will be used by our body, it will help us in metabolism. So in this way food provides energy to our body. Now there are basically two types of living organisms, autotrophs and heterotrophs. What are these autotrophs, bachcho? Autotrophs are those organisms who make their own food. Okay, and they use sunlight and carbon dioxide. For example, plants. Plants do photosynthesis and make their own food using sunlight and carbon dioxide. While heterotrophs do not make their own food, they use oxygen and food synthesized by plants for energy. Example, humans, animals, etc. Okay. So with this, today's video is over, and thanks for watching, class. Eat healthy, be healthy, live happy, stay home, stay safe. Okay, so get ready with your doubts for next class. Okay, I will take your doubts in our next class, and you can ask me if there's any query today also. And please watch this video carefully. If you didn't understand it one time, watch it again, again and again, till the time you do not clear all the concepts, all the words I have mentioned in this video. Okay, thanks again, class. Thank you.